Well, hello fellow YouTubers, welcome back, and it's episode 3. As you can see, I'm in my car again. That's a clue to some news I have, which I'll share at the end of the video. But for now, we're off to the gym. I'm going to show you a typical pull session. There's a few tweaks I make during prep, so I'll take those through with you. So yeah, let's head off straight away. Let's go. Right, here we are outside for our third session, pull session. The sun's out, guns out. Okay mate, let's do this. Brilliant. Good evening, and here we are out on my walk again. Workout is finished, and post-workout in, meal 5 done. Still got steps to do, still deep into prep now, so my step has increased, so I've got to get them in. Still got posing to do as well, so yeah, but I hope you found the pool session useful. Swatting away all the flies. It's a beautiful evening. This is the sort of evening I love. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and what a way to finish the day and the weekend. But yeah, so I hope you found the pool session useful. Basically, when you look at some of the movements, I always start with a chin up. Because my body weight is so light at the moment, I find I can do quite a few. I normally get the lats activated by getting 2 or 3 warm-up sets, and then I go into a weighted chin. Obviously, with my body weight being less, I've got to be careful still with pulling on the biceps. But generally, yeah, I can pound out a few reps at a decent weight. So it's keeping my strength up. Just a word about chins as well, chin-ups. I mean, I've always done chin-ups all my life. I just love the movement and being able to pull up and have the strength to do that. But if you do struggle with the traditional 2 or 3 sets of chins, and you find you do 10 reps one set and then 8 the next, and then 6 in the air, and it can be quite soul destroying. So I suggest maybe what you could try is what I call aggregate reps. So set yourself a number, let's say 20, and it doesn't matter how many sets it takes, but you know, it might take 5 or 6. You're not really counting how many sets, you just want to get to 20, and that'll get your power up. Over time, your chin-in power will go up. You'll aim for 25 and 30, and very soon you'll probably be achieving 30, 40 reps in fewer sets. But that's one way. I've used that in the past to increase chin-in power. So that's the start, and then I go into a hip hinge movement, and that generally is the rack pull, which for me I benefit more than a deadlift. The deadlift is generally hard on my lower back, so the mechanics of a deadlift is not really that good. So I move into a rack pull, which is a shorter movement. I just do 1 top set, building up, and it's kept my core strength, and it's kept my lower back strong. It's improved my back immensely, I think, by doing them. And pound out the reps. You know, it's all about reps, and it's hard on the central nervous system as well, so in terms of recovery. But I stick it in as the second movement while my energy is still high, and then I go into a shrug. You notice I use a barbell, dumbbells, whatever, but literally a shrug is a shrug. That's it. There's no particular technique, you just go up and down. It's as simple as that. I've always found it difficult. I've mentioned before about impingement in my push with my shoulders, but this movement with the barbell seems to work. And then I move into now a slight change as I've got into prep. I always do a Yates row or some kind of bent over row with my I'm not bent over too far, so it's not too much pressure on my lower back, but I generally move into a Smith row. The reason for that is obviously in terms of body fat's lower, so you know, you need to kind of keep everything together. When using a barbell, there's a bit of give. With a Smith, it's a lot more stable, so your stabilizers around your shoulders, etc., it just helps. And you can squeeze it at the top. I find the top part of the movement I can really squeeze the movement, so that's a good one. And then a chest assisted row, again similar thing. I've moved into where I can protect that lower back, that lumbar region, particularly in prep. But I do employ that movement in the off season. I say that word, during the winter. So yeah, so that's essentially it. I know you notice the pullover at the end. Pullover, generally, I'd be interested in people's comments on this. Use it as a starter to activate the lats. I use it at the end, and again, you notice I use holds. It's a long set, it's a giant set really, but I do holds, like 5-second holds at the end. And I imagine myself doing a front lat spread, so I'm really kind of activating my lats, and I'm holding on the downward motion, and that really burns, and it's like it really finishes off my back. So that's it. That's my pull session, and then I go into one movement, which is a seated dumbbell curl. Now you notice I use I use straps on my arms to really as a what's called blood resistance. It literally, you're trapping the lactic acid in your biceps. If you've had an injury, I've had an injury in my right bicep, so it helps recovery. Gives a much better pump, and I'm striving for a pump at the moment because I'm so flat and depleted with lack of carbs. So I employ that really as a mechanism to try and, you know, as I say, builds recovery and creates that enormous pump. It's pretty painful as well, and you don't use so much weight, you use much less weight. And again, I do like rest pause and just burn those biceps, and I found actually they've grown better by employing that BVR technique. So check it out. It's not something I do necessarily recommend that you do if you've had an injury. It's something you be careful, because you know, obviously you just got to be careful with that sort of stuff. But so yeah, so that's pretty much my session. I've done cardio at the end. Again, comments about cardio maybe another time, but yeah, I'm doing 3 times a week at the moment, and I stick it at the end mainly for time, because obviously during the week I'm working. I'm a professional worker, like many people in this country. I've got a job, or I'm lucky to have a job, let's put it that way. So you know, obviously my professional working life during the week means that time is of an essence, so I maximize my time. Hence, when it comes to prep, that's the juggling act. So it's quite difficult sometimes, you know, because how do I squeeze all of this in? So you just gotta, you know, it's 24 hours in the day, so you know, you just got to make the most of every single minute. So yeah, so that's where we are. Ooh, bit of news, didn't I? I mentioned some news related to the car. I've entered another show. Yeah, I know, crazy. But I've entered a show, and it's the next day after the Derbyshire, which is even crazier. Although I've known bodybuilders to do sort of shows back to back. It's the Caledonian Classic, the ukdfba, in Lanark in Scotland, of all places. So when I finish the Derbyshire show on the Saturday, I have a 5-hour drive up to Lanark and then compete on the Sunday. You may think that's crazy, but actually the ukdfba is a qualifier not only for the British in October, which obviously one of my main aims. So if I can qualify early, you never know. Depends who turns up on the day, and expectations I've said before about judging, you know, it's out of your hands. So but also it's a qualifier for the Worlds, the IMBA Worlds in Italy, which is at the end of June. So I talk about the journey this season, and who knows where the journey will go. Certainly it will be going from Derbyshire to Scotland in that weekend, so that might make interesting. Be interested to see how I fare in terms of stamina. You know, when you've been on stage, everyone should know, if you have been, that adrenaline, everything you've worked for, suddenly, you know, after the stage you might have the odd donut or cookie or something, and suddenly you feel, you know, very drained, very tired. Body's been through a lot, so I've got to be careful, got to look after myself. Driving 5 hours as well, so I'll be tired, but hey, it's my choice, and this is my choice. I've decided to compete as a natural bodybuilder. At the age I am, doesn't matter. If you want to do something, just do it. And if you really enjoy something as well, I love training. I love competing. I love just the elements of the process of the challenge every day. It's not 5 days a week, it's every single hour of the day, 24/7. But anyone should know that if you've competed, or as I say, if you're thinking about it, it is challenging, but it's so rewarding. And I'll stop in a minute because I know I'm going on, but generally bodybuilding for me, the lifestyle, has taught me all sorts of things in terms of life in general. I think talk about discipline. When you think about business and other aspects of life, it's one of those things that you want to kind of build into other parts. So anyway, I will stop now. So I don't know what I'm talking about, and just take in the scenery, finish off my steps, and yeah, have a great day. End of the weekend, tired, but yeah, feeling pretty good. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the next episode, closer to first show or first shows of that weekend. And yeah, I'll catch you soon. Stay healthy, stay well, and we'll see you soon.